More on this development, let's talk to a female genital mutilation advocate, Raymond Okpani, who joins us live from Cyprus. Look at the figures, Raymond. You see that at some point the figures actually dropped from 25%, but then it picked up again from 16 to 19%. What do you think is responsible for this fluctuation?
All right, thank you so much for having me. Female genital mutilation is one of the programs that I am very passionate, to be part of since I started off in 2016. So when talking about the numbers, everybody will know that the coronavirus, played a very major role globally in, increasing a lot of things that were already being curtailed. And in this case, female genital mutilation. And let me also explain why that happened. You know that because the harmful traditional practice of female genital mutilation is actually embedded in the culture of people. And so during the time of the lockdown, right, the whole coronavirus issue afforded people more opportunity to, carry out a lot of activities without being monitored, because a lot of people were already in their houses. And so the default as people who still believe in this, people who are really still so, glued to the culture of this, the myth of this the practice, had an opportunity to accelerate the practice because nobody could monitor them. People couldn't move from place to place. There were no trainings, there were no movements to track some of these things happening, especially in rural communities. So I would say that the coronavirus pandemic really was a very, very big challenge in further increasing the elimination of the campaign in terms of numbers. Yeah, I think that's just why that has to be.
What do you make of the development that even professional medical practitioners are involved in executing this particular act?
Well, it's very unfortunate. That's we call that medicalization of female genital mutilation, and that's actually where you have people that are professionals, that, just like you have said, people that we deem to be enlightened, people that are educated, who are also going ahead, to carry out this practice. And don't forget that FGM actually entails everything that involves the total or partial removal of the female genital exterior without any medical reason, for non-medical reasons. But we find people that are medical personnel who are outrightly carrying out this practice because of culture and not because of medical reasons. And so we find a situation whereby even when people are educated, it's really very difficult to do away with culture, what someone grew up with. Something that your ancestors, your great-grandmother, grandmother, let me say parents in this case, because sometimes the men also insist that it must happen to their daughter. So I think that it's a lot of work that we need to do. A lot of work has already been done in terms of training, but we need major work, because a situation where you are having people who are actually the solution, who are now being also looking for the solution. So we have people who are supposed to be at the forefront of the global campaign to end female genital mutilation, but in actual fact, most of the majority of them are also people perpetrating this practice. It becomes a very big challenge in engaging even the uneducated ones that are in the rural communities. And so it needs a lot of we need to start enforcing laws. I was listening to some states have enacted the VAP law and all those things, but putting up those laws are not enough. We need to start enforcing those laws. We need to start punishing people. People need to start seeing the effect of those laws. Even if you are educated, even if you're a medical personnel, people need to be brought to book to see that because people's rights are being tampered with, human rights, the rights of women and girls are being tampered with. And so until people start getting punished, until people start getting paying for perpetrating this act, even when it has been proven that it has no medical benefit whatsoever, it has no health benefit, it has no psychological benefit, there is a lot of negative effect that is associated with this practice. We need to start punishing, bringing people to book, right? So it's a lot of challenge engaging people that are educated, where they, after engaging like at the forefront of the global campaign, but they go back to the rural communities to to charge money and all that. Most times, some of them is not even about money. Some of them are working, but because of culture, they also have to perpetrate this act. It's really unfortunate, but I believe a lot of work is being done to engage with all of them.
I agree with you that it's a human rights issue, and even though in some states there are fine laws, but we must now begin to implement it. Raymond Okpani is a female genital mutilation advocate who joined us live from Cyprus. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.